And we are live. As usual, we're gonna start the stream on the 3rd minute mark to let a few people come in, do some live stream operation stuff like letting people come in and some other stuff, and we'll start on minute number 3. This is the quick look at our agenda. I'll get into it in a moment. So we'll start in a few minutes, checking that everything is working and so on. If you're watching this after the live stream, there is a timestamps down below that you can jump straight to where you wanna watch. So yeah, since I already have some things prepared, we're gonna start on in 30 seconds. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to the weekly live stream of Building Startups, the tech founder journey, I guess, or building SaaS in 90 days, 10K MRR SaaS in 90 days. That's the topic of this series and live stream. And we started this live stream. So first of all, the topic of this video is how to grow software products as a solo builder. How to make sure that you build features that people want, but you also do marketing. As a builder myself, tech founder myself, that is also solo, I have these problems that I code, there is long development cycles, and then you don't do marketing. After that, you realize that you wasted a lot of time and you should have done marketing, and now your products are not growing, you have no distribution, and it's now too late. It's 30, 60 days after you started building and you are in a deep hole of not doing marketing. So we'll talk about the routine that I came up with along the years, along the time that I keep improving, and I'll share it with you so you can too build software products while distributing them and marketing them, which we can argue that in 2025 is the most important thing that you need to know if you want to build a software business that will give you this freedom of passive income or the freedom to work on the things that you want to do and build your own business. So that's the main topic of this video. Now, we started this challenge on March the 2nd. Today is the 15th of April, which is day 42 of this challenge. A lot of things have happened. Right now we are kind of in so I started this challenge in a very massive, a lot of action, updating things, doing a lot of things, building. And it's not sustainable to do it for a long time. Moreover, we got into a holiday season for me, so I had to slow it down a little bit. We are still doing some work, but not as much as we could or can. And this is where we last stopped. If you didn't watch the previous live streams, we go over a lot of topics that are very important. My content strategy, or my strategy to get the first 100 paying customers, The 10K MRR SaaS ecosystem is very important. That, if you are selling a low ticket product, you really need to go watch this. And then we have my full growth system to getting the first users. And we also have the previous live stream. So highly recommended to watch some of those. And yeah, I see that some people are joining. So if you can introduce yourself in the chat. If you want to ask any questions or anything, you can let me know. And so this is where we are at. So this is day 42 of the SaaS challenge. And since new people joined, basically the agenda for this video is how to grow software products as a solo builder. There is this pitfall, there is this common mistake where you build, you don't market, and you then cannot grow your product. How do we overcome this while still building a great product? This is the pitfall that every builder is facing. So in terms of the first thing we'll do is I'll just give you some progress update on the startup or the SaaS that I'm building that we started this challenge on. And it's AI Video Repurpose, which is helping me repurpose my own content to the different formats and platforms. And recently, last week, what we did and what we are doing right now. So I'll explain more the growth builder routine, but now we are in building mode. Okay, it means that I'm more building than I'm marketing and talking. And I defined the things that I want to accomplish by the end of this month. And some of them is, first of all, improving the AI agent algorithm to improve the value proposition here. Also changing the pricing structure and some other marketing and sales stuff. So what we recently added is that we have the ability now to, if we want to generate new content, I added this new Facebook lead magnet that is essentially taking the video and creating a lead magnet out of it that you can post on Facebook. And actually you can post on all the other channels. Let's see if I have an example here. I guess on the local host. Excuse me. But yeah, this one is the one that I actually used. But yeah, I don't see the one I generated. Maybe it's here. Anyway. So, for example, this video is a video that is about to release, and it helped me generate like this lead magnet. So it's giving some kind of a hook, it's giving some kind of benefits, and then a call to action. This is what I define as a lead magnet. So now what I can do is I can upload videos, turn them into lead magnets, post them in different platforms, get a lot of engagement. And what the previous ones that I used to save time on this is this lead magnet, which generated like 180 comments. Maybe half of this is mine, but 90 comments from this one YouTube video. This is how I can turn videos into lead generation machines. So I can create once and distribute this in different platforms. So the goal of this, the vision of this product is to not automate content creation, but save me like 80 to 90% of the time while I do the 5 to 10% last percent. It is the last juice of actually making the content work. So this is where we are at in terms of the product. A lot of updates. We also introduced this new credit system that makes way more sense. We're gonna remove, I'm still on the building phase, but we're gonna remove this plan. We're gonna add another iTicket plan. And now it makes more sense because, I want to be able to generate more content. And the vision by the end of this month is to take this product and like I'll make separate videos about that. I don't want to get stuck on this, but essentially you scroll on social media and you see someone going viral and you wonder to yourself, or I wonder to myself, oh, I want to use it as well. I want to use this template for myself. but I don't have time to come up with the idea right now. Maybe I have some draft or something. So the goal of this is to be able to take any type of content. You see something go viral, you go to aivideorepurpose.com, you generate content, you create your own templates, which is also a recent update. So let's say you see some viral tweet, you go like unpopular opinion or something, you paste it here, you save the template, and you just generate it. And then you can go over all your videos, generate more different formats from them, and essentially you have endless content, because each of these videos, it's an asset. This asset is living on YouTube. It can turn into lead magnet. It can turn into short form content on Twitter. It can turn into long form content like how-to guides and so on. It can turn into quotes. It can turn into clips, which we are not gonna do. We're focusing on written content right now. And every time that you come up with a new template that you find that is going viral and you want to try that, you go back to your assets, you generate it with the template, and you see what comes up and you post it. So if you are out of ideas and you want something that is resonating with your audience, let's say you go to some old video, it's still not an option yet, but you click generate, you add the template, you generate with it, and you give it a try and you post it. And over time, you have this collection of templates that are generating you leads, generating you followers, generating likes. And all you need to do is keep recycling them and creating new content. Now, obviously, the content that you create creates you more content, but this is kind of help you distribute and manage the content that you already have. So that's my vision for this. I'm using this myself. I have a list of 10,000 features that I want to add to this cool tool, and we'll do it over time. And this brings me exactly to the topic of this video. So what happens is we launched this challenge. I was very hyped about this. I wanted to push myself hard. We did the summary of the challenge last live stream. If you want to see all the lessons and insights, you can watch the previous video. It's very insightful. And by the way, I'm going to turn it into how-to guides, threads, LinkedIn posts, which I didn't do yet. But this video connects very well. So I started, as you can see, very hyped, working on this, long hours. I even, put some client work on pause, or worked less actually. And I really wanted to push this. I really wanted to learn what are the technologies that are right now working, how I can launch this idea as fast as possible to the market, and a lot of other cool lessons. Then the 30-day mark came, and I wanted to launch another challenge, going to a new deadline, a new goal, a new scope. And I delayed it, and this never happened yet. So this first month was a lot of sacrifices that I could not continue taking for long term. I still take some of them this month, but it's not something sustainable that I can do for a long time. And we want to do this long term and sustainable and grow it sustainably. So what happened after these 30 days is I noticed the product is still not good enough. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes there. I didn't focus on the core idea and the core product. And it's not ready to be marketable. Okay, it's not, there is this term, MVP. There is also this term, MMP, minimum marketable product. We are still not there. So I had to, add more features. Okay, I had to add 30 more days before I go all in, quote unquote, on marketing. So we defined a scope. What does it actually mean to build a minimum marketable product? And we're now pushing, and for this next 30 days until May, to get to this goal. And maybe I should have launched this new challenge just on the background. Just I didn't get to it, so it didn't happen. But these challenges are a nice way to push yourself and give yourself deadline in public. It's giving you accountability. It's really pushed me to levels that I never imagined. But what happens is, as you get more experienced with business building businesses, and you understand that you need to do marketing and distribution, you develop this spider sense. Like if you watch Spider-Man, essentially every time that there is some trouble, he senses this. He's sensing this. There is trouble, and he can feel that. So over time with business, as you grow and as you understand that you cannot just build a product, what happens to me is I start building. Then there is this Spidey sense that is telling me, oh, but what about marketing? We are not doing marketing enough. We are building too much. And what are you doing? What are you even doing? You need to do marketing. But then this other voice is telling me, but the product is not ready enough. So how I can do marketing where the product is still not good enough? And then comes another question. How do you know that the product will be ever good enough? And I'm not just delaying the deadline over and over again, maybe hiding from my own insecurities of not marketing this, afraid of getting feedback. How do I know that this is not happening? And because this is not my first software product, it happened to me before, so I know I'm trying to be cautious about this and get away from this pitfall of long development cycles and zero marketing. So what ends up happening is you build for 60 to 90 days. No one saw your product. You're starting to get insecure about this. You're starting to lose the vision of the product in the first place. And in most cases, what happens is you drop the product. You just stop. You lose faith, or you something, and you maybe drop it at some point. And maybe you jump to another product, another 60, 90 days. And you can go years and years and years by this, just building stuff and not getting to the goals that you set for yourself, which is very sad. And as I mentioned, it happened to me not once, but multiple times. So how do we overcome this? So I came to this problem again. This is month 2 of building this product. Okay, as I said, we are on day 42, and I'm still building. So what's happening here? So first of all, if you're a builder, you probably understand that you need to build a good product. You need time. You cannot build a good product without having time, right? So even all these people that you see that go viral, that build a product in 7 days or 30 days or whatever it is, it's great for the hype. It's great for the marketing. It's great for, going viral, but it's not sustainable. If you want to build a sustainable business, it will not take 10 days. It will not take 30 days. It will take around 60 to 120 days. So if not more, it's, product is something iterative. Even the minimum ones, even the micro SaaS, if you build one feature, even those ones will take you time. If you really build something useful, you need to have time. So knowing that, and also knowing the next thing, that marketing, usually for marketing to work, takes 30 to 60 days, even maybe more, to work. So if you right now start a cold email campaign, if you start it today, you're gonna see results maybe in 2 to 3 weeks to 4 weeks from now on the efforts that you did today. Why? You need to send the first messages, you need to build a list, you need to follow up. Some people don't respond, you need to book them on a call. 4 to 6 weeks until someone gets on a call, or even you sign up, or it really depends on the funnel. But whatever activity you are doing, and it also depends on the price point and so on, it takes like 30 to 60 days. So if you are building with no marketing, you have a product, then you need to focus on this for 30 to 60 days. And And sometimes if you don't see results after a few weeks or a few days, you're starting to panic, right? And what you'll do is you'll cave in and you go back to your comfort zone and you'll say, oh, maybe I need to add more features, which is totally not a problem. So what is the balance between building and marketing, especially as a solo builder? You don't have a team yet, you don't have a co-founder. What is the solution here? Now, there is different solutions in the internet, on Twitter and so on, to do 1 week of marketing, 1 week of building. Every week you do something different and so on. I kind of tried it, but I feel like it's not really working for a very good reason. Or maybe I didn't get it right. But these two modes that I will share right now are my solution for this pitfall. Okay, so in the beginning of the product, we are gonna enter into what I call the build mode routine. This is where you focus 80% of your time. Yeah, he didn't say this, but 80% of the time, actually, there is something missing. So the idea is that you never want to stop marketing or stop building. There is these are the oxygen of your business. If you stop marketing, in the next 30 days, you're not gonna get customers and clients and whatever it is. If you stop building, your product is gonna be buggy. You're not gonna listen to feedback. Users are gonna not convert or retention stuff. So the routine is that in the beginning you have no product, so you focus 80% on building and 20% on talking about what you're building. So there is never a point where you do zero marketing or zero building. You always want to progress, but depending on the stages, at some stages you are doing maintenance mode, and at some stages you want to grow, you are in growth mode. So if you're in growth mode in terms of growing the product and building the product and features, the marketing is in maintenance. But there is no such thing as zero marketing. It's something that it's very important to understand. You never stop doing marketing. So we define this routine the following way. So we divide it to 3 sections: product, marketing, and sales. The build mode routine goes as follows. So in terms of the product itself, what you do is you define 3 big goals for the product. If it's the first MVP, V0, V1, maybe it's getting payments, maybe it's having one feature, core feature, maybe it's having some landing page and, the product and everything, like a product that you can get payments with, right? This is V1 or V0. You can watch, by the way, this week is dropping a new video on how I got the first paid customer in 19 days on this product, on this exact product. So you define your 3 goals, and this is your backlog for the next 30 days or 30 or 60 days, whatever you define. So I define this, and the crucial thing is don't move or don't add anything that is not in these 3 product goals. It's gonna be hard, but you are not gonna stray away from this. It needs to be must-haves, and you must start with them first. Without them, you cannot proceed. And also imagine the end result by the end of this development cycle. What is gonna be the shape, or how is my product gonna look like by the end of this build mode? So then I can start doing marketing on the next level. Okay, on the next level of your product. Your product and marketing should be built on top of each other. So you don't want to build a product that can take thousands of users if you don't have marketing systems that can even generate thousands of users. Okay, So once you define your 3 goals, you go and you destroy the backlog as fast as possible. You use AI, you use code from GitHub. Maybe you hire a developer that, will do some specific areas of the code instead of you focus on the backend, they focus on front end. Whatever it is to accelerate the development so you can improve the product as fast as possible. And maybe we can also add here like live challenge or public challenge, as I did. And this really accelerated everything because you have like public accountability and just building 10x speed than what you usually do. And you want also to document everything with README files, with notes, like all in terms of the product, like setting up the infrastructure, the hosting. That's what I did in stage 1 of building. Now, as we mentioned, you never stop doing marketing. There is no such thing as, I'll just do a product, then I'll do marketing. There is no such thing. You do 80-20 and then you switch. In terms of marketing, what you're gonna do is you're gonna build in public. So you can do something. What I did is I have like this thread that I update every day. This helps me because by the end of each day I'm very much zoomed in the product itself, and I can't even think clearly. It feels like I didn't make progress. Maybe there is a bug. Maybe I'm stuck. By the end of the day, what I do is I post these summaries of what I built today, and this helps you like get some sense of accomplishment. It helps you to understand, I did actually a lot of things today. Maybe not everything was done, but we actually made some good progress. So it gets you out of your head of the logical mind of the builder when he's building features and gets you to talking mode, which helps you communicate way better. So this is the first thing. You also do daily progress, weekly goals and summaries, which I also do. Just summarize like some accomplishments of the week and what are your goals for next week. Let's see if we have one here. Yeah, goals for, you can do weekly and you can do monthly. And we have and welcome, by the way, to the new people. If you can introduce yourself, we are going through how to grow software products as a solo builder, and we are still in the middle of explaining everything. If you missed some of these, you can rewatch it after we finish the stream, but you can also ask questions. It's not like the me show, but yeah, I can't find it now. But yeah, basically what we are doing is we have a built-in public tweets, but we also have like weekly goals, weekly accomplishments. This is an example. Like this is the goals for April. I had another one that I can't find now. Yeah, this one. First week of April, we did the live stream. We defined a roadmap. We have these subscribers and so on. How was your week? This is another type of content that we can do on the way. And basically the mindset behind this is that if you have 10 hours a day, 8 go for building and 2 go for marketing. But it's not 10 for building. It's never 10 for building. This is important. And when we are doing marketing, we are doing low effort marketing, the best that we can do at this point. And later we're gonna expand it, and we'll see how it's done, because it's also pretty cool routine that took me a lot of time to come up with this. And by the way, if you are new to marketing, focus on one channel or one way of communication, because it's gonna be very hard. So I started on Twitter. I now do also LinkedIn. I do some YouTube. As your skills are getting better, you can do more platforms and so on. Another way of marketing is live streams on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, the one we are doing now. Why is it so low effort? Is because you just pick up some topic, You can record yourself. You can talk about your product. You can talk about different, how to solve problems, how to do this and that. And live stream marketing is pretty good. Maybe I'll do like a separate video on this, but you just document your process on video. You just document everything, and you can then take these live streams. You can repurpose them on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on a lot of platforms that you record once and then you can use it. So you don't need to allocate like it can take you 1 hour a week, and you don't need to sit down, come up with ideas and so on. You can do it on the go. Another way of doing marketing is to record demos every 2 to 3 days after you have enough features. You can go and you can record a video and just upload it. Again, these marketing efforts will not give you like 10,000 users. It will not get you to 10K. It's just for you to test the waters, just for you to communicate a little bit, and just for you to get out of this builder mode and understand, like have some touch with your market or with your audience. So you're not just building and you are stuck in some cave and you wake up after 30 days and oh, hello. So this is an example of a demo that I did. And it's also connected to the first one that we talked about. So update progress. The best routine that I came up with is by the end of the day. So let's say I worked, we say 80-20, let's say it's 8 hours of coding. By the end of this, I take 2 hours or maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, it really depends. I wrote down the things that I did for today in terms of features, in terms of infra, in terms of hosting, everything in terms of technicality. Then I go and I pick the one that is most relevant to my customers, the one that is, more benefit-based, more result-based, and it's not really technical. And once I do that, I can now pick this, I can turn it into content, I can turn it into a demo. And as I mentioned before, it's not only it's helping me generate content, but it helps me organize my work as I'm building. Now, while you're gonna build and work and do stuff, for me, what happens is coming in tons of ideas for content that I can create. I have this huge list of notes on my Mac with long form content, with short form content, checklists, how-to guides, a lot of crazy stuff that I would love to expand upon, but I don't have enough time because I'm building. But you still want to capture them. You still want to document them. And I have these 2 ways of capturing ideas, which is important. One of them is for short form, which is more like tweets on the go. And the other one, which I'll show you, is more for long form content. Let's see that I don't have like... Yeah, so... Okay. So I use Airtable to capture my ideas. The reason why it's not on Mac Notes is because these ideas are getting lost. But also the notes are more like a brainstorming tool that you just write things on the go. It's a lot of mess. It's very, like there is a lot of gems there, but if you want to go back to a place where you have these ideas and you can expand upon and create. So the best ideas for tweets and content are coming up while you're doing stuff. So while you are building, I have a lot of content that I would never come up with if I would not start building stuff. Like all these checklists, things that are, like this, for example, is a working template, but it's things that I came up with while I'm building, right? So this is the stack that I'm using to build the SaaS, so I can use it and talk about it. But yeah, also like these ones, it's things that basically all the content that I write is content for myself from insights that that come in along the way. The way to create unique content is by doing unique actions, and by building and documenting the insights that you get while you are building, you generate this unique content. So this is another thing that we are doing. And what you can do is you can take these demos and you can post on 3 to 5 different platforms to test multiple traffic sources. And if I'll show you an example, I posted, It was a long time ago already, but it was last month where, oh, no. Where I posted on this AI group, I posted a demo and it got a lot of comments. So as I said, these demos are already, I create them so I can post it on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all these places. And it allows me to test. And I notice that there is a lot of things to do here, and I got used to create a lot of content, but again, if you are not used to creating content, just pick one of these and start with them at first, and little by little expand. And one video per month is also optional. And also in terms of sales, what you will notice is that what happened to me is that I got tons of leads here, okay? But nurturing leads, like converting leads and getting leads, is a whole different thing. Marketing and sales is separated. As you can see, marketing is generating interest. Sales is converting the interest, filtering the people that are not relevant, and converting them to money. This process is taking a lot of time. You need to follow up, you need to book calls, you need to do all this stuff. And if you are like me, and once you get to a call, all your day is lost, then what we are trying to do in the build mode is we are trying to do as less calls as possible. Just go, as I said, destroy your backlog, go builder mode, and execute the backlog as fast as possible. So at this point, you just want to track leads, have some CRM, set it up, do some setup, and not more than that. So yeah. Now, if we summarize the build mode, the goal of this build mode is to finish the backlog as fast as possible, still do some type of marketing. It's not the real marketing. It's marketing right now is on maintenance mode. We are just doing some. So we are not just building stuff. And as I said, like if you have 10 hours a day, 8 go for building, 2 go for marketing. And that's the way we start it. Okay. And you can pick, like, it really depends on like how much time it takes you to build, but you don't want to go more than 30 to 60 day cycles, because it's not needed. The more time, like there is this law, and you can tell for yourself, and I see it on myself, the more time you have, this is the time it will take you to accomplish the task. So pick a deadline that is 30 days, and I promise you it will take you this time. Maybe it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like you imagined in your brain, but it's better than delaying, and you at least have something. Okay, so once this deadline passed, you have this product, you got to your goal, and your product is kind of ready to get some users, and you're pretty, happy with what happens. Then we are going to mode 2, which is marketing mode. So in terms of product is going now to maintenance mode, which means all you do in the terms of product is you gather feedback from users, you write it down, maybe you have some new ideas for features, for bugs, to improve the USP, the value of your product. You just track it down on a product management or Trello or whatever it is, on notes. And when we go back to build mode, we're gonna have a list of new things that came from your users, and we're gonna expand upon that. Okay, and we're gonna prioritize them. We're gonna define the next sprint, and we're gonna do what we did on mode 1. We're gonna define 3 top goals that are coming up from the users, and so on. We're gonna have some minor bugs and minor features. And as before, if you have 10 hours a day, 8 goes for marketing and 2 goes for building. And I know this might be something hard to do, but this is essential if you want to grow your product while building your product. Okay, so this routine is built for builders because I'm a builder myself and I need to figure out a way to also do marketing. So that's in terms of product. Now, in terms of marketing, this is where the fun starts. And this is when you start getting tons of users and you start growing your app actually. Okay, now just to give you an example before we go dive deep into this. And I see also some people joined and left. Yeah, so I only see now we have some questions. I didn't see that, but yeah. Camille SK says that you think the SaaS platform with a lot of AI agents make sense. I'm not sure what do you mean, but even if you have a lot of agents, you need to start with one. And what you'll notice, and if you're building a lot of products, what you'll notice over time is that it's easy to build the skeleton of the product, but it's hard to build a product that actually is useful and is actually doing a lot of stuff. It takes time. So just to demonstrate you the way I executed the growth builder routine, this is how I named it. I built in public in 30 days and I posted in all sorts of different channels on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and so on. And I even got the first paid user in 19 days, which I didn't expect. This was not part of the plan. I don't know how it happened. It came from LinkedIn or Twitter. I'm not sure which one. But also what happened is that I started getting feedback. I started seeing that the product is not good enough. It's not useful yet. It's useful for me, but it's not productized enough for other people. So I started having this new backlog that I understand, okay, this V0, this V1 it's not good enough. So I kind of was in build mode while I did build mode, but this was enough for me to understand that I need to continue doing build mode and I cannot do marketing mode yet. Again, you need to be very cautious here because the balance between building too much and marketing, it takes some experience and I'm still experimenting here. But it's pretty easy to understand that your product is not good enough. What I would do different instead of going to another building cycle is try to get a paid user. But what I did do is I have 2, 3 to 5 people that I talk to that seem very relevant and interested, but the tool was buggy, the tool was not good enough. So I decided to go to another build mode routine. So right now I'm in this build mode routine, and in the beginning of the stream I defined what's the goal for May, for by the end of April. This will be the scope, and then we are moving to marketing mode. So in marketing mode, what are you gonna do for, let's say you have 10 hours, what are you gonna do for 8 hours a day? That's what you're gonna do. So what happens in this building cycle, and especially if you build in public, what happened to me is I got tons of lessons, like what tech stacks to use, how to build robust AI agents, how to build products fast, I don't know, how to market your products, some marketing tactics, some growth tactics, tons and tons of lessons, a lot of guides, a lot of things. Some of them are not relevant to the audience. Some of them are not relevant to the product. Some of them are relevant. But you have a lot of lessons, okay? And it really, I choose to, and then once you have these lessons, you can prioritize based on what's relevant to the people that you target for your tool, for your software, and what's relevant for your personal brand. You need to define the purpose of each lesson. And sometimes it can be both. Sometimes it can be for the same audience, because the tool I'm building is kind of for solo builders or solo business owners that want to scale their content without hiring more people. And I use it myself, right? So if I provide business lessons or growth lessons or product lessons, it's going to be also relevant to this audience. Okay, so it's part of the ecosystem that I'm building. But by the way, if you didn't watch the previous live streams where I talked about the SaaS ecosystem, it's very important to understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, you write down all the lessons from build mode, everything. You go deep. You just try to remember what you wrote. You go back to remember when you talked about capturing ideas. You go to your notes and you start expanding these ideas to long form videos. The best way to build trust and authority is with video. Like the first best thing is to talk to someone personally, talk to them and doing this. We don't want to do this. We want to have leverage and we don't want to do this in scale. So the second best thing is video. So some of these ideas and lessons are going to turn into videos. And by the way, I already started implementing this. So if we'll take a look, this video that I gonna release tomorrow, I think, it's the guide on how I got the first paid user in 19 days. This is an how-to guide, and I did this while build mode, which is not recommended if you are a beginner. But as I mentioned here, like optional, 1 YouTube video per month, this is what I did. But we want to focus on long form because this is the most high leverage. It's not only building trust, but it's also, you can repurpose it to different platforms. You can turn it into threads on Twitter. You can turn it into LinkedIn posts. You can turn it into lead magnets. So it gives you ammo for all the platforms that you can use. And the idea here is that you have only two types of marketing, the two type of posts that you want to use, which is guides and demos. So guides help you educate customers on how to solve their problems or pain points, and demos are showing them a way to solve it faster. And the best formats that you can use is checklists, giveaways, demo videos, threads, long form, and so on. Okay, these types of content is building authority, it's building trust, and it's helping converting customers. So you can go to ChatGPT, define like what are the pain points that your tool is solving, your software, and just slam a lot of videos. Okay, go to vidIQ and find like keywords that are ranking, and just slam a lot of content and rank on the top videos. For example, if my tool is repurposing content, this is a good score. I'm gonna find like these keywords, I'm gonna find titles, and I'm gonna make content specifically on those. I'm gonna use it in the keywords, in the description, in the titles, in the thumbnail, and I'm just gonna build this authority content. An example of a guide is that you wanna give the information on how to repurpose content, for example, without using my tool, or in my example, without using your tool. But then in the end of the video or in the middle, you tell to people, oh, by the way, you can do all these manual things that I just mentioned, or you can go to my tool to save time. Your choice, I gave you the blueprint. And these videos are kind of assets that help you get more users or more eyeballs organically on YouTube. And if we'll take a look, like I can do a complete YouTube a playbook on how to, like specifically for tech builders, but yeah. For example, this is more like a technical video. It's not like a guide, and this one keeps getting views. So now it's 9, but it's all organic from the YouTube search. If I had like a scrape linking jobs tool, which maybe I'll build it at some point, I could tell people in the end that they can use my tool and they can see it in the description. And I can just keep, doing these 1-minute videos that I can later also post on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and so on. Okay, so yeah, pretty sure that this point is pretty clear. Yeah, now on this stage, we talked about doing some content and doing some things and testing some platforms. The thing is, as we mentioned, marketing takes like 30 to 60 days to work, but building the product also takes a lot of time. So when we do it on build mode, when you do it 20% of marketing, you get some data. And now you're going to analyze your website analytics and content, and you're going to see if you got signups, where did you get them from? If you got signups or if you got paid users, where did they came from? As we mentioned here, we post on 3 to 5 different platforms, and we see which ones giving us the best leads for our experiments. In my case, I posted on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. I got leads from all of them, but now I have a ranking system of which one is more important, which one is less important. And by the way, Facebook leads, I'm still confused about them, but you get a lot of them, as you can see on this post, but they are very low quality. So time will tell. Yeah, so you remove platforms that didn't provide results on build mode. As I mentioned, like I also posted on School, I posted on Discord. At some point it gets to too many platforms, so you want to focus. And you want to double down on working platforms. As we mentioned, I already got like a paid user, so I'm going to go back to see which content I posted on different platforms, when was the conversion, and just double down on this content and platform. And this is basically marketing strategy for content. Okay, I go even deeper here. Like you can hire at some point video editors, writers. You can use AI to automate your repurposing of live streams, of YouTube videos, so you can scale your content faster. You also turn validated content to different formats. So if you posted a list on Twitter and it went good, you can then turn it into a post on YouTube. For example, almost every checklist that is getting more than 5 likes or more than usually my average, it's validated content. Other than the engagement tweets that are not really important, if we'll take a look at, hey, what's up? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. DILEEP. How are you? Thank you for coming to the stream. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But I cannot find a checklist. For example, this one, it's more like a engaging tweet. It's more like a viral tweet, but this one, it's about getting the first paid user. It went pretty viral. So what I did is I just turned this type of content into how to guide. I took this tweet and I turned it into a full guide on how I got my user. I can also turn it into thread, and with all the lessons that I did, and this is a snowball that keeps growing and growing and growing. Okay. Also on the marketing stages, you want to collect testimonials, you want to record customer success interviews if you have ones, you want to build high quality lead magnets that will funnel people to your ecosystem. And that's about it. I didn't talk about outreach actually, but there is also the other method for marketing as a builder is free sample outreach. You build a list of relevant people that are specifically in your target audience. You can go to Twitter pages. Let's say you are targeting people that are, I don't know, using make.com. They are doing some automations. You go and you scrape all the people there, or you scrape people that new following them. You can also go to LinkedIn Jobs and take a list of people that are hiring right now. You can also, go to YouTube, which is also, this is all strategies that I'm using. You can go to YouTube and you can build a list of creators and you can message them as well. Okay. So you go build a list of relevant people in your audience. You send them a free sample of your tool or the output that you expect to generate. And then you give them a call to action. So this is an example. If we go to this link, I can send this link. I can find a person that they have like YouTube videos. I can send them a sample and they can sign up from here. And every day I can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, as much as I want until I start converting more, or until I start converting. Once I start converting, this is where another fun game starts, because we can now automate this. We can build a list automatically, we can scale it with cold email, and we can scale this marketing, which is pretty cool. And I talked about it in how I'm going to get the first 100 customers, right? And the last one is sales, okay? So you want to track leads that you didn't have time to work on the build mode. You want to follow up with high priority leads who came from the build mode. So as I mentioned here, I got tons of leads while I'm building my product, but I don't have time and focus, mental energy to handle those leads yet. This is when we go to marketing mode, it's time to convert them and put heavy effort on converting them. So you're going to follow up with them. You're going to make your calendar as available as possible most of the day. Your goal is to create content, book calls, do interviews with customers, and do outreach every single day for the next 30 to 60 days until you get some MRR, until you get some feedback from users, and until you feel like, okay, I think marketing is starting to work. Maybe I'll automate it. Maybe I'll delegate it a bit. Now I feel like the product is lacking behind and it's not enough to do just 2 hours per day, right? So yeah, you're gonna start following up from the bottom up. Book demo calls. Yeah. Thanks for the correction. Like book calls with your, yeah. Anyway. So you're gonna book as many calls as possible, as many demos as possible, and make your calendar as available as possible. And yeah, as I mentioned, and you can also improve your email marketing flows. So when someone is signing up, you send them a message day 1, welcome message, day 4, videos with guides, and so on and so on. And we already talked about creating long form content on YouTube. You can take these YouTube videos and use them in your flows as guides, right? And that's the routine. So strategically, you always do marketing and you always do building. There is no single day from now on or from when you started your business that you don't build or don't market. There is no such thing unless you already have some cash flow, and you can delegate it to some developers or some content team or some SDRs. If you don't have that yet, you're doing this and you wanna define which one is on maintenance mode, which one is on growth mode. And if you're on build mode, don't expect to get users. If you get users and paid customers, it's a bonus, but it's not like the main goal. And this is actually what happened to me. I did some marketing while building, like I did this 2080, and I got paid user. Cool, pretty cool. I didn't expect this, pretty cool, but yeah, it's not like, it was not the goal, it was just a bonus. On marketing days, don't expect your product to get better, because obviously you're just maintaining this, you are fixing bugs, and so on. But you do want to expect getting signups, getting users, booking calls. Okay, every stage has different KPIs of what you're expecting. So you know, we still didn't get to this stage on this challenge, on this product, but you switch and switch and switch and switch and switch until your product is, you have enough systems on the development, or maybe the product it's good enough, like where you can add like 1, 2, 3, 4 features a month and it will be fine. Your marketing is already working repeatedly and consistently. You know that, you know, when you post content, 4 videos a month, or you post shorts, or you send outreach or cold email, it converts. Then you can decide what you want to do. This is the goal, right? You can grow it to some, I don't know, 1 to 5 to 10k MRR, which depending on the goal, 1k might take you 3 months, 5k might take you another 3 to 6 months, 10k might take you 12 months. So you can keep growing this, you can exit this, or you can build another product on the same routine and build this portfolio of incomes of small 1 to 2k MRRs, and slowly build your portfolio. Yeah, so what time is it? Yeah, we are already 1 hour in, and I think we finished here. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of videos. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, for the new viewer who joined, welcome. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm gonna summarize this stream. If you come up after this stream, there is gonna be timestamps below where you can watch. You can watch the previous videos we done on this, which are pretty crucial on my strategy on getting the first 100 paying customers, a proven method that you can use yourself, the 10k MRR ecosystem, that if you are building a low ticket SaaS right now, you must watch this, because scaling a low ticket SaaS and getting to this 10k goal might take you longer if you're not aware of this ecosystem. And in general, you can watch my SaaS growth system, which if you are in marketing mode right now, or you're gonna transition to marketing mode, is gonna be very crucial to your strategy. So these are a few videos that you can watch right now. If you wanna automate your content marketing and grow your brand, you already post content on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and so on, and you wanna repurpose it automatically to different platforms so you can grow. You can check out this tool, AIVideoRepurpose.com, the tool that I mentioned along this live stream. I use it basically to take one of my videos. Right now it's mostly for long form. Slowly I'm adding also demo videos and so on, but this is mainly for long form. If we take one of these videos here, it's generating me the YouTube description. It's generating me a Twitter promo that I can promote this video. It's generating me a lead magnet that I can post on different channels. people comment, I send them a link to the video. And it also gives me a long form post that I can post. Obviously it's not ready, but it's pretty good right now. Like I'll remove some of these emojis and I'll tweak it a little bit, but we have a post, right? So if you wanna save time on creating content and you wanna scale this a little bit and move to different platforms, go check out aivideorepurpose.com. And also if you need some help or advice on growing and building your AI agent, scaling your AI agent, maybe you built it with make.com, N8N, maybe you are looking to build an AI agent, there is a link below. You can go to yomitech.io/learn more and you can provide some information there. This is my consulting company. I can give you some free advice, and if it's relevant, maybe I'll suggest that we will work on this together. On the month of April, which is now, we have like 15 days left almost, I'm focusing on growing this product. I'm doing some live streams and some content on Twitter, LinkedIn, so go follow me there. But on month of May, there will be an open slot for a new project for building an AI agent. So if it's relevant for you, you can go and talk to me and maybe I'll start working with you on May 2025. That's it for this live stream. Thank you for coming and joining. And we got like a lot of joiners. So thank you all for coming and see you next week. We're gonna live next week. See you on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Bye-bye.